You're watching the Magic English Experience. Today I want to talk about something most people feel at some point, but almost nobody says out loud: being tired of existing. Sometimes I wake up and think, what's the point of all this? People rush to work, raise kids, chase goals, post pictures, make plans. It looks like everyone agreed on some big rulebook of life, and I never got a copy. I feel like a rat in a wheel, running, achieving, repeating, burning days just to say I did something. Everyone seems so sure that this matters, and I'm standing there thinking, why? For what? Who decided this is important? Since I was a kid, I felt out of place. Teachers talked about grades, careers, being someone, and my mind was asking, okay, but why are we alive at all? Why are we doing any of this? They looked at me like I was speaking another language. Maybe I was. It's like the world speaks normal life, and I speak why. And that can feel lonely. Not dramatic, just lonely. I'm not someone without hope. Actually, I think I have more strength than people imagine. I keep going every day. I show up for the people I love. I try to be kind. I try to help. I try to live with honesty. But carrying these questions for so long is exhausting. Not depressing, just heavy. There are days when I don't want to get up, not because I want to disappear, but because I'm simply tired. Tired of thinking. Tired of searching. Tired of trying to fit into a shape that was never made for me. I don't want to stay in autopilot. I don't want to live a life that feels disconnected from who I am. But I also don't want to spend every day asking myself, what's the point? I want to live the life that life gives me. Not perfectly. Not with a big cosmic answer. Just honestly. I found videos online. People saying they feel empty, lost, confused. It was comforting and sad at the same time. Comforting because I'm not the only one. Sad because no one has the final answer either. So here I am, standing between two worlds. One world says just live, don't think so much. The other says think deeply, but good luck finding a final answer. I don't fully fit into either one. But maybe there's a third way. Maybe life doesn't give us one big meaning written on a stone. Maybe there is no final answer that makes every doubt disappear. Maybe that's not a failure. Maybe that's just how life works. And maybe my questions aren't a curse. Maybe they're a kind of honesty. A refusal to pretend that autopilot is enough. At the same time, maybe the people who focus on jobs, families, and goals aren't blind. Maybe they're just choosing a different way to answer the same questions I have. Their answer might be, I don't know the meaning of everything, but I know I love these people. I care about this work. I want to build this life. That's not shallow. It's just another way of fighting the same darkness. So where does that leave me? Maybe meaning isn't one big thing. Maybe it's small things that grow slowly like plants. Not a huge light in the sky, but tiny lights, a real conversation, helping someone, learning something that moves me, creating something that didn't exist before, being kind when it would be easier not to care. None of that solves the universe. But in those moments, life feels real. Not perfect, just real. I might never wake up with a final answer. But maybe I don't need one to live more gently with my questions. Maybe I can carry them with me without letting them crush me. Maybe I can put them down sometimes and touch something simple and alive. A song, a book, a person who listens, a moment that widens my chest. Maybe meaning isn't something I find once. Maybe it's something I keep making again and again, even on days when I feel lost. I'm not a weirdo for asking why. I'm just one kind of person in this world, the kind who needs to look behind the curtain. And maybe there are others like me. If we find each other, if we talk, if we share this strange mix of emptiness and hope, maybe that connection is one of the meanings. In the end, I don't choose between everything is pointless and everything is beautiful. I stand in the middle. I see the emptiness. I see the repetition. I see the lies people tell themselves to survive. And I also see the small moments that feel true. Maybe that's the closest I'll get to peace. Not certainty, but honesty. Not a perfect answer, but a promise to myself. To live in a way that feels real, even if I never get all the answers. And maybe that's enough for now. Real is something I can live with. If you're tired, it doesn't mean you're lost. It means you've been carrying yourself for a long time, with honesty and without shutting down your heart. And maybe that's a quiet kind of strength most people never see. You don't need a perfect answer to keep going. You don't need a big revelation to feel alive again. Sometimes hope is just choosing not to give up on yourself today. Not forever, just today. If you're exhausted but still trying, still caring, still searching for something real, that already says something powerful about you. You're not done. You're rebuilding. And that's enough for now. And if this video felt honest, if it felt like someone finally said what you've been carrying inside, then stay close. Here in a Magic English Experience, we talk about real things, deep things, the kind of topics most people avoid, but that shape who we are. So if you want to keep exploring English through conversations that actually mean something, I'll see you in the next video. We're just getting started.